Good morning, this is Dwayne, and today I'd like to cover a little music theory, that is of scale degrees. And scale degrees are very important to understand because all of music is made out of those scale degrees. In other words, this is a raw material. If you're playing in the key of C, that's a raw material of all the songs you'll ever play in the key of C. If you're playing in the key of D, that's a raw material of all the songs you'll ever play in the key of D. Okay, no matter what key you play it, and there's 12 separate major keys. So let's first define a major scale. Major key is formed out of a whole step, and a half step. Whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. You can see that clearly when you start on C because there's a black note between a black key between C and D. So that's a whole step. That's a whole step, but that's a half step. There's nothing in there but a crack, right? Whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. So that's the formula for a major scale. Whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. 2 wholes and a half, 3 wholes and a half. Got that? Okay. Now, once you know the scale of the key you're going to play in, and we're just going to pick on C first of all, then you need to learn the scale degrees. And the chord bill on the first degree of the scale is called a tonic chord. Tonic means home base. Okay. It's the main thing. It's where you usually start it in, not always, but you certainly use it more than any other chord in the key of C. The chord bill on the second degree of scale, just using scale notes, is called a supertonic chord. Super meaning above. A mediant chord, mediant, middle. The chord bill on third degree of scale is called a mediant. Fourth degree of the scale is called a subdominant. And the fifth degree scale is called dominant. So that's dominant, that's subdominant, okay? Dominant. That's submediant, and that's leading tone, and then you come back to tonic. So there's 8 scale degrees, right? Actually 7 different ones. And then the tonic is repeated, of course. And among those various chords that I just played, 3 are more prominent than any others. They're called primary chords. And those are the 1 chord, the 4 chord, and the 5 chord. That's true in any key. Okay, they're the home base chords. They're the chords you use more than any others because they're the only major chords in that particular key. Okay, so 1, 4, and 5 are the chords you want to learn first. But then once you learn the primary chords, 1, 4, and 5, then you want to learn the secondary chords, which are 2. The supertonic, the 3, the median, the submedian is the 6, and the leading tone is used the least. Okay, so if that's easy to see in the key of C, but let's say we're in the key of B. In the key of B, we can't. That's not a B major scale because it doesn't follow the rule of wholes and half steps. So we have to go up a whole step from B, and that would take us to C sharp. By the way, we couldn't call that D flat. Why not? Because otherwise we'd be skipping a C entirely, wouldn't we? So it's B, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, and B. People wonder why some black keys are sometimes called sharp, sometimes flat. It depends how they're used. Okay. If you're in the key of D flat, then D flat is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, based on that same formula of major scales. So the 1 chord in the key of D flat is D flat, isn't it? The 4 chord is G flat, and the 5 chord is A flat. 1, 4, and 5. So if I play in the key of D flat, the chords I'll use the most are the 1 chord, the 4 chord, and the 5 chord. And usually I'll end on the 1 chord. Not always, but a lot of songs. Excuse me. But a lot of songs do that. Okay, so what you need to do is go through all 12 keys and figure out, first of all, the primary chords, and then the secondary chords. And it wouldn't hurt if you learned those names: tonic, supertonic, mediant, subdominant, dominant, submediant, leading tone, and tonic, because you'll run into those in theory books and various situations as you play the piano and do other things in music. Okay, that's it for today. We'll take it a little further tomorrow, because I want to discuss some things relative to that. But that's it for today. So if you enjoyed this kind of thing, come on over to playpiano.com and sign up for our free piano tips, because they're free and they're tips that'll help you down the road. So thanks. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.